Okay, you have an icon over on the side. Mine's on the bottom for PowerPoint. So you just click to open the program. PowerPoint is a presentation program where you can make slides to make presentations or slideshows to show people. It's good because you can do a lot of graphics, a lot of pictures, animations, things like that. So each one of these pages is called a slide. The way that you add new slides is by, well, there are several ways, but the way that I usually use, because it's quick and easy, is Control M on your keyboard. You just hold down the Control key and then type the M and it'll add a new slide. Now, I don't like the templates that they put on here. If you see, they have the stuff where it says click to add title. That's called a template where you can just add your information. I like to personalize it more. So I like to start with a blank layout. So I go right here to the layout on the tool ribbon up there and I choose blank, so it just gets rid of all of that stuff for me so that I can start from scratch with what I want to do. Sorry, I'm not showing on my screen up there. Let me fix that for you real fast. Okay, now you can see. Sorry about that. I'll start back again. These are called slides. You add a new slide by hitting Control M on your keyboard. This is called a template when it has these boxes already put on here for you. On the title slide, I'm okay with that. I would maybe put All About Me as the title, or you can think of another more creative title if you want. Keep in mind that a title is a proper name and it should be capitalized correctly. The first letter of every major word in a title should be capitalized. So make sure that you're following those rules for grammar. Right here, I would most likely put my name. And you can do something fancy if you would like. One of the requirements is to include word art. So this might be a good place to include your word art. You would go here to the Insert menu and you choose Word Art, and then you can choose the style that you want to use, and you just type your text there, and then you can rearrange it, put it wherever you want. You can also go up here on the toolbar and do some different text effects. Some of the ones that I really like are transform and stuff like this. You can make it arched, and the size of it will determine how much it arcs. See this pink triangle or diamond there? It's not a triangle, is it? It's a diamond. If you drag that around, you can change the effect of the arc, make it more narrow or more bold. This green circle at the top is where you can rotate things. So if you wanted it slightly to the side like that, or slightly at an angle, you can do that. You can also make this bigger. Select your text here, and you can go back to your home page and make your text bigger. So you can make it as big as you want. Right now, the only thing I have selected is Mrs. MRS here, so that's why it's getting bigger and this one's not. Just play with it and, you know, make some cool effects. And again, your name would be a good way to experiment with word art. And that is one of the requirements for your presentation, is to include word art of some kind. Okay, so on to the blank slide. You're going to need to include pictures, of course, that you brought from home, and words. And you do that by going to the Insert menu, and you can choose Picture right here. And it will bring up this dialog box and it'll ask you, okay, where are the pictures? I'm just going to grab some random pictures here. You guys, of course, will go to your Z Drive and get your pictures that you brought from home. And I'm going to say insert. And I did all of them at one time, and I probably shouldn't have done that. Let me just do one at a time. In order to resize a picture, I need to click on it so that it's selected, and I can see that it's selected because it has these squares and circles at the edges. When I'm using PowerPoint and I want to resize a picture, I always need to grab it from the corner so that I maintain the size proportion, so the length and the width grow at the same ratio. If I grab it only from the side and squeeze in like that, look what it does to the shape of my picture, of the image inside there. It squishes it up and makes it look distorted. I don't want to do that. Now I'm going to hit Control Z, which is a keyboard shortcut for undo, to undo what I just did. And let me show you, if I do the same thing with that, it's also going to squish it up and make it look distorted. Once again, Control Z to undo that. So if I want to resize a picture, I should always grab it from the corner and drag it like that so that it maintains its proper shape, and it will resize it proportionally. And you'll see the picture also has this green circle. So I can grab it and rotate it. I can drag it around to wherever I want it on the slide. I can also go back and insert text by choosing Insert Text Box, and I can either just click and start typing and let PowerPoint decide how wide my text box should be, or I can drag it out and show it this is how wide I want it to be, and then I'll just start typing. Watch what happens when I get to the end. Because I told it this is the end, I dragged it out and made my box a certain width. When it gets to the end, it's going to wrap to the next line. Watch the difference if I just insert a text box and just click to start typing. I'm just going to type random characters here. It's going to just keep going and going and going, and then when I get to the end, I'm going to have to grab this to resize it to make it fit back on the page. So it's usually best when you insert a text box if you actually draw the box, the width of it. Now it's going to just make it one line tall for now until you start adding more text, but the width is what you're concerned about here. You want it to stop at the end and wrap to the next line. Couple of other things. You also insert sound or audio from here. You choose the insert menu and choose audio. And if you have songs, for instance, on your Z drive, I've got music. Let me find where I have some music. I know I have some on my desktop somewhere. I think it's in a folder called music. Imagine that. Yep, there it is. Okay, so here's a song. It's in MP3 format, so I can just click on it and it's going to insert that song for me. It's taken a minute to do it. When it puts that song in there, it pops up with this little icon. Remember, an icon is a picture that represents something. It pops up with this little icon that looks like a speaker. Now I can click on this and notice when I have the speaker selected, I get a new set of menus over here called Audio Tools, and I can format it and I can figure out how it plays back. What I want to do first of all is click this box right here that says Hide During Show, because when I do my slideshow, I don't want to see that little speaker in the middle of my screen. So if I click that box, when I preview my slideshow, the music is there and it'll play when I tell it to, but it's not going to show that speaker icon in the middle of my screen. Now you can also move that over out of your way if you just want to put it up in the corner so it's not in your way while you're working, but please make sure that you click that button that says Hide During Show. You can preview it by listening to it here. You can set how long it plays, when it starts, if it fades in and fades out, and all that kind of stuff. You can choose, does it start when I click? Does it start automatically? Is it going to play across the entire presentation? If I want this song to play across all of my slides, I can do that by clicking right there, Play Across Slides, and then I can choose Loop Until Stopped, which means the song will just keep going until I click to tell it to stop. I think that's pretty much the basics that you really need to know. Oh, clip art. Let me show you clip art. It's much the same way as inserting a picture. You'll choose clip art. You go over here and search. Okay, say I want to insert a picture of a computer. So I search for whatever keyword I want to find a picture of. I choose go, and it shows me all the stuff that they have that's related to that or that has that keyword tag. I'll just find a random picture of a computer that I want. I'm going to click once on it and it'll pop that picture in here. Just like with the regular picture, I want to resize it from the corner. I can make it as large or as small as I want. I can move it around, put it wherever on the screen that I want it to be. And right here, if you choose all media types, it will also, if it has any sound clips that relate to this, it'll put them in here also. I'm going to search specifically for, how about clapping. Okay, see where it says WAV? That means it's a sound file. So if I insert that, it's going to put another little speaker on here. And once again, I go to my audio tools, I choose hide during show, and then I can format when does it start, how long does it last, how loud is it, does it fade in, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so those are the basics of PowerPoint. And then again, you just keep adding slides by Control M. And because you chose layout blank, each new slide that you add will be a blank slide instead of having a template on it.